Hi, it's Marty Cesario for Mountain TV with Sportswomen of Colorado. Our guest for this segment is Zoe Martin, currently a two-sport athlete in the Big Ten Conference with the Michigan Wolverines. Martin was a key contributor for a combined 6 state championship teams during her preps career back here in the Bach State. Here's Zoe checking in with Jennifer Anderson Ehrlich, the executive director with Sportswomen of Colorado.
Hey, this week I am catching up with Zoe Martin, a Colorado Academy graduate. She was our All-Around Athlete Award winner in 2023. Zoe, I want to catch up with you. You are currently residing at the University of Michigan. You are entering your red-shirted freshman year, and you are a multi-sport athlete. Tell the crowd what 2 sports you are playing at the University of Michigan.
I'm playing lacrosse and field hockey.
Yes, and you started your season last year and had kind of an unfortunate experience, which is all too familiar with so many of our female athletes. Do you want to fill us in?
Yeah, so I actually ended up, unfortunately, tearing my ACL January 17th. So we were 4 days into preseason for lacrosse. So I obviously did not play lacrosse in this fall because I was playing field hockey. So my 4th practice back playing lacrosse, just got out of the conditioning period. I think it was 2nd or 3rd practice of like full play, and unfortunately tore my ACL.
Can you tell me exactly how it happened? And did you know in that moment that it was torn?
Yeah. So we were doing 1v1s, unfortunately. First, I remember it was a Friday. I had early morning conditioning and then we had practice. So went out there, did some sprints for practice, went to do a 1v1, did 2 or 3, were totally fine. Went to dodge, stepped with my left leg and went to dodge back to my right hand and felt it just pop, completely roll on the ground, instantly crying, pain, like, I didn't want to tell myself I tore my ACL, but I knew it. I was crying, like got up to walk, was wobbly, like ended up actually finding out I did the way that I tore it. Unfortunately, I also tore my MCL when I did it.
Do you think that being injured and having to deal with that mentally and physically, also emotionally, that helped shape you or change your outlook, I guess, with how you show up for your team?
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, I've never been a player that's gotten injured. I've never experienced like an injury, like obviously had my time on the bench and things like that, but like fully being able to not play is something I've never experienced. And I think for me, I've never really looked at injured players the way I do now. Obviously, like it's such a mental battle, such a physical battle, like every day. But like being in this position now, like I go to field hockey games and I sit there on the sidelines, like being so thankful that I get to wake up tomorrow morning at 6:30 and do my rehab, because like I know that I'm working back to something I love and something I care about so deeply. And like it's so motivating to know like that how much you love sports, how much you love your friends and like competing and playing. Like when you get hurt, you obviously want to be back as fast as you can. But like for me, like I would do a run test every day, like now, because I'm like, I just love playing and I would love to be in like shape and be there for my teammates and play again. And like being here injured and not playing for 8 months is obviously has its challenges, but like, I think it's totally changed who I am as a player and as a person. And I just have such a deeper like feel for sports and for my teammates and for my coaches. And like, at the end of the day, like we're all just here having fun and enjoying it. And like, I think you just learn a lot about yourself when you're not playing every single day.
100%. And the other people that I've talked about with ACL injuries, it's like, if anything teaches you whether you love your sport or not, it's an injury like that.
Totally.
What do you think makes the University of Michigan unique from other schools that you looked at?
Yeah, so I actually had no prior connections to Michigan, which if people are alumni or friends, like know there's a ton of like connections to Michigan everywhere. Like everyone on my class, on my team has some connection, but I actually came up to University of Michigan. I was in 7th grade and I had a family friend who played field hockey here. She was from Colorado and she was like, oh, you should come to the camp. So I was like, okay, sure. Like I've never been to Michigan. Like I was just one of those fun, like middle school sleepover camps where you stay in the dorms, like do all the fun things. So came up for field hockey camp, really liked it. Kept like coming back being like, oh, I really liked Michigan. And then my sophomore year, when I decided I wanted to play 2 sports, I heavily looked at Michigan. I came to a ton of camps, like loved the coaching staff. The head coach, who actually retired last year, Marcia Pankratz, did a 4 goals camp in Colorado, which she'd run a field hockey camp. So I would go to all of those, like try to see her, be around there, and then ended up getting recruited for field hockey, then recruited for lacrosse just based on the timeline, and came on campus to my visit. And I said to my dad, like, this is the place for me. Like, this is home. Like, I ended up going to Maryland and Boston College before, UNC and Stanford after, and like just knew, like, I was like, nothing compares to Michigan. Like, going to a football game in the big house, the first game of the season, like, it's unreal. Like, there's nothing like it. And I just knew as soon as I was here, like, this is the place I wanted to be.
What are you doing right now to juggle and handle everything? What is your major? What are you majoring in?
I am a business major too, on top of playing 2 sports.
Right. How do you manage it all? How do you juggle it all?
To me, I do get this question a lot. This to me is not much different than high school. Obviously, I went to Colorado Academy, an amazing school, learned a lot, very intense environment. And I think for me, I have always had the routine of wake up, go to class, go to practice, homework. Like, that's kind of how things have always been for me. And Michigan has amazing resources. We get any tutor we need for any class at any time that we need. You just email your academic counselor, like, hey, can I have this tutor? They set it up. It happens. Like, I think the resources here make a huge difference from like the way that we are able to succeed in the classroom and on the field.
What I hear you saying is like you're an excellent advocate for yourself as well.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a big adjustment too that I have had coming to college, is like nobody's going to advocate for you unless you advocate for yourself first. And I think really showing up and saying what you need and how you can help yourself, and people are always there to help you and back you up.
Yes, I love that. I agree 1,000 times over. If you ask, the worst thing that somebody could say is no, and you can just go ask somebody else.
Exactly.
I remember when you accepted your award at the banquet, and this was the year prior to me being the executive director, and I was in attendance, and your sister attended. She has been a huge inspiration, if I recall, in your life as well.
Yeah.
How has she inspired you?
So my older sister has autism and is completely nonverbal. So she is 2 years older than me, so been around my entire life. And it's always been pretty challenging to look and see that like she isn't like every other kid. And that was hard for me as a child, but like fully has overcome so many things. She was told when she was 2 years old that she was never going to be able to walk, and now can completely walk on her own at 21 years old. And I think for me, it's just so motivating to look at her and see her like accomplishing all of these things that she said she was never going to be able to do. And like, I always just try to push myself to the same and just be exactly like her, because always looked up to her in my own way.
Thank you for supporting Sportswomen of Colorado. They've been telling these stories for over 50 years, and they're just catching up.